Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It's one of the most traumatic events in Minnesota history.
Tuesday marks 10 years since the 35W bridge collapsed into the Mississippi River. 13 people were killed and 145 others were hurt. First responders from the Northwest Metro and all over the state rushed to the scene. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us how their lives have changed since the bridge collapse.
The 35W bridge is one of the most well-traveled roads in the metro. And to see it today, you would never know what occurred here almost 10 years ago.
It looked like it was a scene out of a movie. You had plumes of smoke, you had the bridge collapse.
At the height of rush hour traffic, the 35W bridge toppled, sending dozens of vehicles into the Mississippi River.
I remember the school bus, or probably the school bus and the kids on it.
Gary Hendrickson is the deputy chief for the Brooklyn Center Fire Department. When the bridge collapsed, he worked for the Department of Public Safety, Homeland Security, Emergency Management.
I was in the dispatch room when it came out.
Hendrickson was also a part-time Plymouth firefighter.
I was up on the bridge when they landed the Black Hawk helicopters on the bridge at the time, because obviously they weren't sure exactly what had taken place.
Images of that dreadful day are forever embedded in his mind.
I think it was a tasty bread truck, if I recall, that was kind of impinged underneath one of the decks that had fallen down and actually was on fire. And I recall hearing the screams of the driver from within it, you know, being on scene and people trying to effect a rescue with him. 4
members of the Maple Grove Police Department also scrambled to help survivors.
I think we both took a second to realize what just happened.
Missy Parker and Jim Kirky were patrol officers at the time.
I remember the bridge being collapsed on the train.
Yeah.
We were on that end of the bridge.
The responders had to fight the crowd that was moving in the opposite direction.
But it was just, I remember it was just chaos. There was car horns going, people crowding around, people talking, people screaming.
They also had to deal with the bridge swaying.
They were saying, no, it's moving, the bridge is moving.
Federal investigators say a design defect caused the structure to fall. They say gusset plates were thin, only half as thick as they should have been.
Meanwhile, the first responders received awards for their heroic actions. Although it's recognition they gladly give back to avoid the tragedy that unfolded on August 1st, 2007.
That's not something that you want, that's for sure. I mean, it's great to be recognized, but at the same time, you know, all the tragedy that came out of that whole situation, you know, but it's part of the job.
Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Missy Parker says something positive did come out of the tragedy and heartbreak. She says Minnesotans learned to work together as one during a time of crisis. On Tuesday, a private ceremony will be held for first responders, survivors, and their families. The event will be held at the Minneapolis Emergency Operations Training Facility that's not too far from where the bridge collapsed.